you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Fortnite's Favorite. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the north and ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's North Western player, we have as a Seraphim Psychoad. He is an 1800 in Barbie Pink. In Chevy Crimson to his southeast is Ocpuck. He is a Cybern for this match as a 1900. Zigzagging here, we have Velarone. He is a Seraphim as well. He is in Lattice Red Pink. He is a 1600. In the middle here for Team 1 in Forest Green is Furio. He is a Seraphim as well, a 2000 rated player, the tied for the highest rated player on his team. Again, he is a Seraphim. To his northeast, we have in Snow White Chef Gary Cat. He is a UEF. He is a 1600. And down here in the southeast, we have Puck Jr. He is a UEF. He is a 1400. And in the northeast, going to here for Team 1, we have in Regal Purple another UEF. It is Mui. He is a 2000 rated player, tied with Furio for the highest rated player on his team of Team 1. So speaking of the faction distributions here for Team 1, we have 3 UEFs in the east, 3 Seraphim in the west with a Cybern as well mixed in there. No Aeons for Team 1. Running up with Team 2's Western player, we have in Stitch Blue Will-O-Wisp. He is a UEF for this match. He is a 2200 rated player, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. To his northeast in Royal Blue is Kareem. He's an Aeon for this match as a 1300. The southeast in Rust is Buttons. He is a Seraphim as a 1600. And in the middle of the map here for Team 2 is Hybrid. He is in Tropical Ocean Blue. He is a 2100. To his east, we have in... Is that? No, it's a Batman Gray Hollow Submarine. He is an Aeon for this match as a 1500. Looked like Imperial Gray for a second, but it was not. To his northeast, we have in Ruby Red. Third is Haley. He is a 1900 playing as a UEF. And in the southeast, going over for Team 2, another UEF. It is Ferv. He is an Orange Scarlet Orange as a 1600. And of course, I expect to see that tactical missile on tactical missile / tactical Billy Nuke on board that comm shortly. And I will apologize. I'm kind of stuffed up a little bit with the. I don't know if I'm sick or I'm going to be sick or I'm just kind of in this really weird limbo stage. So I apologize if my voice or whatever sounds weird. So again, patience and appreciation for that. And for these 14 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, that's not really, I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not great. 4,000 mass on the field divided by 14 players, a little over 200 mass, and there's a couple of clumps of 400 in the east and the west. Looks like it's a nice little Seraphim wreck there. Besides that, pitiful amount of reclaim. There are some mixes in the middle of the map here to grab. Again, 7v7s. I expect to see a couple of players kind of die off at least before 20 minutes. Usually it's about the 10 or so minute mark where we start to see them start to be chopped off of the list. In the east, we have a Trimax position for Team 2. Third is Haley. Trimax next to Hollow Submarine. Another Trimax in front of Hybrid. So that's 3 so far. Another one in the west for Kareem. Pretty much that's mainly it. Some one-ups dotted around the map, and there is some mexes in the middle right here, but there's not too many of them. So mass and reclaim is a little bit not great, a lot of bit great, not great. And then the mass in terms of mexes is not bad, but not great as well. So it's going to be a little bit more of a slow build-up, or what we'll probably end up seeing is players coming together to build something together, whether that's Nuke, Game Ender, Artillery. Granted, Artillery could be Game Ender, but T3 Artillery, Experimentals, whatever they want to build. I do think it might be kind of a more shared motive versus an individual operation. In the west, 1 defensive, 1 offensive upgrade for Team 2. Kareem going for gun speed, Willow going for T2. And we have a couple of units down the middle from Akpak going after a couple of those engineers. And early mexes on the front line. Gun range has been started in the east for Hollow Submarine, and T2 has been started in the east as well for Mui. So Team 2 has 3 upgrades. Team 1 has 2. Started off with Moy in the east, and now Okpuk in the west with a gun, speed, and range upgrade. Maybe Psychoad will join that front or somebody else in the middle. In terms of the comm distributions, in terms of locations, in terms of lanes, air quotes, because the middle is kind of just a hodgepodge of the middle. We have 2v2 in the west, 2v1 in the east, with Team 2's Ferv lagging a little bit behind, but looks like he was focusing on a couple of T2 mechs upgrades and then maybe going for air facility most likely because he is in a corner of a map. Gun has been started on board Puck Jr.'s comm, and gun also on Velarone's comm. And I think that's all of the upgrades I missed while I was talking about other stuff. And in the middle of the map here, we see 3 players from Team 1 and 3 players from Team 2. And we do see Ferv is moving to the middle. So it will be... maybe not. Thurnisale is pulling back at least a little bit. Okay, so he's not going all the way home. So it's still going to be about a 2v2 in the east. So everybody has made it out of their main base in one form or another and starting to get to the middle of the map. Calm on calm action will occur between Kareem and Okpuk. We see Okpuk has gun speed and range, and Kareem has gun speed / range on board. I make that distinction because the / is 2 different upgrades and the and is 1 upgrade. A couple of Mantis sitting here next door to Okpuk. Okpuk drops into the yellow, and Kareem does as well. Again, there's a 1,000 hit point advantage for Team 2's Kareem because he is Aeon, but it's not a huge thing because shot for shot with upgrades, it's going to be a murder-suicide regardless of how you cut it, unless there's a lot of missed shots from somebody. Still started on Okpuk's comm. T2 started for Psychoad. So we see, again, 1 offensive player, 1 defensive player on that western side. We see Kareem back at it trying to deny the upgrade. Okpuk is back up into the green, and Kareem is trying to deny that upgrade. We will see if that ends up happening. He does have some vision on board the comm, but Okpuk, right to the spot, still just really giving Kareem the business. Drops him almost into the red, and that will give Team 1 a slight advantage in the comm action here shortly. T2 PD being deployed on the opposite side of this little pond here, and Psychoad moving in with his own upgraded commando as well. T2 PD will be established here shortly. He builds it, of course, behind his commander so he can shield it from fire, but we'll see if that ends up happening. There's some units inbound to the east to assist, and maybe a possible kill on Willow's comm. We'll just see if that ends up materializing or not. Forces inbound from Kareem to assist with some defenses and offensive measures at the same time. East side here, we have a couple of forces having some disagreements about some color schemes here. It's Puck Jr. versus Thurnisale, and I will admit, sometimes when I zoom into the text label of Puck Jr., doesn't look like Puck, it looks like another word. I'll let everybody else fill in the details there. So again, I have to stop myself for a second before I say his name. I might just say Junior just to avoid that, but I feel like I've already kind of dug my grave with Puck Jr., so I kind of have to keep it there. Chef Gary Cat going for a gun in the middle of the map, and Hollow Submarine has gun speed and range on board. Buttons on the western side trying to derail Velarone's incoming advance. T1 PD has been built, but that's not going to stop much. And we do see some forces here for Hybrid. Hybrid getting a T2 engineering suite on board and upgraded to T2 land headquarters in the middle of the map, I would assume. That's what that upgrade is for. Or he's just upgrading to T2. No, he's just upgrading to T2. Okay. But he has his headquarters in the back line just in case that frontline facility dies. Definitely a smart play there. Shield started on board Kareem's comm. Will give him a nice little boost. And Willow has been forced back on that western side. And he didn't die. Where did he go? Oh, he's up here. Hello. Willow has dropped his comm off in the northwest corner of the map on Psychoad's position. I was going to say I have no idea where he went. He done did disappear on me. T1 bombers overhead. Nice little grouping of engineers. 1 engineer will die. Not doing super well for Willow. I love the aggressive nature of this drop, but I don't think it's going to work. He needs a transport in here immediately to come pick him up because I see the end in sight. There are some interceptors waiting. Interceptors inbound from Kareem to probably assist the transport here shortly. And there's no way that he walked all the way there. So it definitely was a transport to get him on that side of the map. Tactical missile. Yep, there it is. Started on board Ferv's comm. And I will admit, 7v7 game, nobody has died yet. That's not super rare, but it's kind of nice to see that. Usually it's 1 or 2 players dying at this point. T1, T2 PD on the eastern side. And I might have just spoken soon. Sorry, Third and Haley, I didn't mean to. Oh, no, he gets a veterancy at the last second. Saves his bacon. Ooh, he was very close to death. Now he's at 2-star veterancy. So maybe I didn't jinx him. He just dips his head under the water in the perfect little motion. Gets that veterancy and gets out of there. Willow is down in the yellow, and I don't think he's long for this world. Again, I love the aggressive, very much unorthodox play. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out in this game, and Willow is the first departed of the game. And usually he's the guy who is at the end, last till the end of the game, where he's one of the first killed, and he is one of the first killed in this game. Got the missile started on board. Psycho adds Calm Nano started for Furio, and gun done for Ferv in the east. So he has gun T2 and missile on board versus Puck Jr.'s just gun. So 2,000 additional hit points on the base for Ferv's comm. Will you launch a missile and try to strike at Puck Jr.'s comm? Maybe, maybe not. Again, he is known for those missiles. We have Mui over here to the east, trying to establish himself and get a foothold on this eastern side. Missile outbound for Mui's comm. He's rooted to the spot, and he will strike him. Nice grab there. It will most likely force him into the water. He just has to load another missile, and he might get the comm of Mui. Got to launch it immediately. Oh, there was an opportunity to kill off Mui, but it looks like actually, I think he wrapped up enough hit points to get back into safe territory. But still, that was a very not good situation for him. Missile outbound takes out that T2 PD, opens the door for those units to come in and help. Third is Haley gets out of there. Again, he's on Team 2. I thought he was on Team 1 for a second because he was in the water on the northern side, but he is on Team 2. He actually doesn't go all the way back to base. Mainly probably going for engineers to help, of course, get an upgrade or two on board the comm. Has to be careful, though, because Puck Jr. is inbound. Verve launches another missile. Doesn't hit the comm. It hits the comm square in the head. Nice snipe there. Verve is really being driven back here by Puck Jr. Puck Jr. will relent in the assault, and Verve will get another set of veterancy medals on board of that chest plate and get up to 2-star vet as well. So again, lovely hit by Verve. Gets 2 comms with missile. One was rooted to the spot, one was not. And that will, again, kind of not necessarily slow down Team 1's roll, but it definitely gives them a little bit more pause. Oh, and by the way, it is a 7v6 with the death of Willow in favor of Team 1. In the middle here, we have some tickle cannons going after Furio's comm, and Hollow Submarine going after Chef Gary Cat. Lots of comm v comm actions going on. There's lots and lots of stuff. I probably will miss stuff. I apologize ahead of time, but again, that is the nature of this game, especially with this many players. Stuff happens, and stuff happens quickly. Missile outbound from Psycho Ad going after a couple of vulnerable mexes on the western side. We even see Buttons, I think, shifting in that direction to assist with the western front. We do see Hybrid has control of Willow's old base. Maybe transfer that over to, I don't know who, maybe Buttons? Or maybe he's going to keep it. I don't know. He's not that far away from the base, so it's not terrible, and it does look like Kareem is just taking control of the western engagement anyway, so that base is going to just be regulated to an air facility, which already has T3 air, so there you go. There are 2 air players so far for Team 2. Maybe a third is on the way in the form of Buttons' Team 3 air headquarters, so 3 air players for Team 2. Nano started for Thurnis Haley's comm. That was kind of expected, and then Shield started for Puck Jr. on his comm in the northeast. Again, it was either going to be the Shield or it was going to be the Nano. Both work. I prefer the Nano just because I like the Nano, but it is nice to have those 19,000 additional hit points on board very, very easily. Team 1, no air on the eastern side. There is an air grid starting to form here for Team 1, Psycho in the northwest. So Team 1 might just get bombarded by bombers or gunships or falling debris of ASFs or whatever Team 2 wants to throw at them from the sky. Again, the downside is that means Team 2 is a little bit more vulnerable to land engagements, given the a little bit more focus on air. So there's always a trade. Transport dropping off a brick. Furio and Bellowone going after Hybrid's frontline position. Teacher artillery is going to be knocked out. Transport picking up but Hybrid's comm, getting him out of here. Looks like it was UEF most likely donated over to him, but he could have built it himself, so that is a thing there. Bellowone over here getting some shots in at this middle position here. We do see Hollow Submarine inbound to assist. Bellowone dropping hit points actually pretty quickly. There's a lot of Team 1 PD in this base. He will get out of range, but he will suffer a large amount of damage. Has to be careful. FAF moving in, most likely coming in to assist with that missile. He's hoping maybe somebody just stays still and he can hit him with a missile maybe. Kareem says French or something. Psychoad in the west. Kareem is down into the very, 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 very low reds, and there he goes. And it will be another kill here for Team 1, dropping this game to a 7v5. Kareem technically control case there, but that was a kill for Psychoad nonetheless. Hollow Submarine helping to thwart Team 1's advance in the red. On that western side is looking very, very vulnerable. Now we have Hybrid with 3 bases online. Maybe he'll give one over to Buttons maybe, but we will just have to wait and see. Missile outbound from somebody on Team 1, but does get shot down, so there goes that. Eastern side, Thurnisali's back at it. He has Nano on board. He's not really worried about much of anything else. There is a TMD right here. He should be in range. He's just not shooting at anything, which is kind of weird. Don't know what that's about. Puck Jr., of course, on that shield upgrade still, and Mori sitting in the water next door to him. Come action between Buttons and Furio. Furio has gun, Nano, and T2, and Buttons just has gun. 1 star versus 4 stars, so heavily in favor of Team 1's Furio in that regard. And then on board Belleron, it's 3 star instead of 1 star, so still in favor of Team 1, but it is definitely a somewhat even fight, especially when you take Belleron's 7,000 hit points versus Buttons' 9, almost 10,000 hit points remaining on board. Western side is getting very much pushed back by Team 1. Look at the distance they've covered. They're in Team 2's, not necessarily front line, but a little bit in the door. I'd say they're kind of in that little mud room, taking their shoes off, cleaning everything up, and waiting to sit down in the living room for some coffee or tea or drinks or sports game or whatever. Thurnisali has dealt with everything else, but okay, there he goes after the TMD. It looks like he's just being very selective with what he actually shoots at. Don't know why that is, but okay. You do see FAF and Hollow Submarine hanging out. Hollow Submarine does have advanced range on board. He has the Aeon Sniper Commander. Team 2 is only remaining Aeon with the death of Kareem. We do see Psychoid continuing to push. Missile outbound for him, going after a T2 Mex. Actually, no. Goes further deep, going after this T2 Mex. I think that Team D is not in range, so nice little snipe there. Oh, no. Doesn't get it in time. And the Mex is down. Lovely, lovely snipe there from Psychoad. He's up to 5-star veterancy at 15,000 mass killed. Almost, barely, but close enough. Another missile outbound. I think this one's going to get shot down. No. No, it goes further eastward. Yeah, that's not. No. That's not going to work. Yep, there it goes. I'm going to say if he goes up to that one, he might get that one, but anything further back, he's not going to get. Team 1 has a central position now online for Furio. Nice little TMD. Radar system, of course. Would love to see maybe missile launchers, artillery, something a little bit more longer range. Take advantage of the middle of the map, but for now, at least they have it under their lock and key. And we do see, of course, Team 1 is leading in the map control. A little bit over 50%, probably about 55, closing on maybe 60%. This isn't a full 20 by 20. It is probably about a 15 or so. So lots of not big open wide spaces in this map. Definitely a little bit more corridory-ish. But there's still some room to move around. It's not a super hallway, environment where it's just, left, right, middle, that's it. There's about a bunch of mountains in the way sort of thing. There's definitely some room to move around. Furio moving in, going after a couple more mechs. T3 land facility being upgraded to, as we speak, get those bricks online. Engineers being wiped out by bombers to slow that progress. Hollow Submarine moving in to assist. Transport inbound from Okpuck, dropping off a couple of units further deep, and that gets denied. Looks like there's a brick on board, so doesn't get able to be a little bit more spicy with that brick. We see some T3 mobile artillery, at least that's what it looked like. Maybe it was, oh yeah, down here from Hollow Submarine, deploying the more mobile version. It's very nice to have. I've seen games where mobile T3 artillery is, not to say better than T2 artillery, but Again, it's the fact that it's mobile versus a T2 artillery, which not mobile in terms of the actual clink hammer, those sort of things. So there's always a give and take, but generally I do like the ability to be more mobile with the everything, eco, artillery, snipers, whatever, versus a standalone structure that may get a little bit better range, but is stuck. Gunships in the east here, outbound from Ferv, gonna get wiped out maybe by some interceptors and nice little skyboxer. They're going after a couple of mexes here. Now we see some ASF cleaning up the skies. Interceptors also inbound from Akbuk to assist. And there's not really a lot of ASF online for Team 1. There's some for Psychoad, but pretty much with the 3 players in air for Team 2, it's really driving home the need for Team 1 to go more AA. We do see a couple of bricks over here to the east. That's not great. They're taking out a couple of those mexes. None of them T3 as of yet, but again, another T2 mex gone. Really sniping at Ferv's ego, preventing him from building more gunships faster. Looks like those gunships have been driven back or killed off, or both. Most likely driven back, but at the end of the day, Team 1 thwarts a possible disaster in one way or another. Bricks being pushed back by Furio, and Team 1 is being, again, heavily aggressive on land, and that's, again, partly due to the fact that Team 2 has 3 air players, and Team 1 only has 1. At least as of right now. We might see another one develop here shortly, but that kind of is part of the reason why Team 1 is such in lead. Also, it helps that Team 1 did take out 2 players on Team 2, so a little bit less APM, but there is a little bit of a concern with 2 air players, especially one that has gunships and one that has strat bombers. Strat bombers inbound to the north here for Psychoad's position. Looks like it's going to drop a bomb on its way. Yep. Going to get one of those mexes and a decent amount of engineers. Doesn't go all the way north. Decides to just go after the mexes here. Gets another T2 mex. That's 18 mass a second gone. Another bomber inbound. That's going to be a nice grouping on that mex. That was getting the T3 denied and all of the build power as well. And fight in the air will happen. Bomber immediately kicked out of the sky. No, go home. No soup for you. Time to go night-night. And it looks like all of those ASFs for Psychoad will be wiped out, giving Team 2 a slight advantage in that regard, especially, again, with no additional air player to help supplement those forces. It looks like airlocking is occurring. Again, airlocking can be useful. The only thing is, in this position where Buttons has really nothing to use to his advantage with the locking down of the air, not really that great. It just, again, prevents ASFs from being deployed elsewhere, but again, it's just not really that useful, at least in this scenario. Other scenarios, way more useful, but in this one, it's just not as effective as it could be. Gunship stacking up, getting repaired from those nice little refueling and repair stations. Air grid getting nicely expanded upon for Ferv. Western side, air grid, and air grid, of course, for Buttons and a hybrid. So again, a lot of air. We did see the first experimental that I noticed, at least in the game, built by All Submarine. That nice little Colossus is now bearing down on Furio's comm. Again, nobody on Team 1 has died yet. 20 Percy's underwater. They're not underwater, but they're over there. Oh, underway. Maybe maybe underwater, but is he right? I don't think it's 20. It's probably about 14, 16. With actually no, it is 14 with just these ones. So haha. A little over a dozen. Not even a baker's dozen. There's one more than that. And looks like a lot of the players from Team 2 have fallen back at least a little bit, except for Ferv, because Ferv has the missile on board. And I would have, yeah, if I was going to say he's probably going to go for T3 and then for Billy Nuke here shortly, because that is his modus operandi. He is, again, I've made a comment about this before, but he is one of those players where you know what he's going to do. You try to counter him, and he still somehow pulls off some crazy shenanigans with, again, the Billy Nuke. Maybe he has a teleporter. Maybe he just spams Billy Nukes. Who knows? He usually ends up with 100,000 mass kill with his comm, mainly driven by that big giant backpack on his back, which is kind of redundant because the backpack would... Oh, no, backpack doesn't have to be on your back. It could be on your front. You could carry it like a baby or something. But I guess people carry their babies. Anyway, I'm going into semantics and whatnot. That is a lot of pausing. Whatever the heck was happening with the game there, with people having to go and whatnot. I want to sleep, says Okpuk. So maybe we'll see a departure from Team 1's Okpuk because he has to go, maybe. But They have strats, so maybe back. Yeah, it just looks like there's a little bit more of a hesitation with moving comms in the front line, especially with Team 2 already displaying building strat bombers and having more strat bombers online, so that's never good. Sniper is slowly picking away at the Harbingers, assisting both the Colossus and the ones from Hybrid, who also has his own Aeon Harbingers because he inherited an Aeon base from Kareem. And again, he didn't transfer that over, he did keep it, so, you know, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, just depends on the map and the circumstance and the whatnot. It's very nuanced. It's not a for sure you have to give it over to somebody sort of situation. Really nothing happening in the eastern side here. Shield field started from way very interesting. You don't see the bubble shield deployed on the comm much, if at all, on the front lines. There it is. Yep. There it is. I was waiting for it, and there it is. Long range kaboom. Gotta love it. Lovely name there. Love it, love it, love it. Western side, that Colossus is moving, and Psychoad has spotted it. He's in retreat. Does not want to be lasered to death. Will be the first kill on for Team 2. First death on Team 1. Again, nothing really super crazy happening right now. Again, kind of a little bit timid for a 7v7, given, again, there's not as much reclaim. There's not as much mixes as well. So it's a little bit more slow. But again, considering it is a 7v7, to be fair, Team 2 at 2k mass, Team 1 at 1.8k mass. So there is a lot of mass floating around. Team 1, of course, has lost nobody. Team 2 has lost Willow and Kareem, making this a 7v6. And Team 1 is definitely in the lead for map control. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Oh, and I forgot. I apologize. This replay was sent to me by somebody. Their name will be down in the comments. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, and I apologize for not saying something sooner. I completely forgot because I just go into my normal introduction. And I really do appreciate that. Again, like I said, their name will be down in the comments. And of course, thank you so much to you. Again, if you have a replay that you want me to take a look at, send it to strategiclaunchreplays@gmail.com. Bowie Nuke lands, takes out a chunk of those forces. Boom, in that eastern side. Drop bombers inbound 2 assists, but just take lots of flak. Not really a great scenario there. One of them just gets wiped out by AA as well. There's T3 mixed in there. On top of that, Fat Boy in the middle here for Chef Gary Cat. And western side, the Colossus is now being thwarted. Team 2 did not get that much leg room out of it. Chicken online as well. Maybe they'll be able to hide in the water, but I don't really think it'll be that much more worth it. Bowie Nuke lands over here. Gunship's going after that Fat Boy. Yep, that's dead Fat Boy, all right. Not going to live much longer there. Gunship's targeting the AA first. Definitely a smart play there, taking out the stuff that can shoot at you first and then focus on everything else. Percy's are inbound. Nice grouping there, or unfortunate grouping for Team 1. Great missile by Team 2's Ferv. That's another drop there. He's up to 39,000 mass, almost 40,000 on board that comm. Again, just proven to show how just oppressive that Bowie Nuke can be. We've seen other games where it was essentially the only thing, or one of the only things used in the game. I think that was yesterday, actually. Yeah, I think that was yesterday. Tactical Nuke coming online here for Puck Jr. So we have a possible Bowie Nuke v. Bowie Nuke war going on that eastern side. A little mini war inside of a bigger war. And oh, Bowie Nuke outbound. Puck is moving. Oh, is he gonna? Oh, no. Okay, now he's out of range. I was gonna say maybe Ferv will stop the Bowie Nuke from loading or being built at least. But at least some engineers will be wiped out. Oh, there it goes. Boom. And he actually still gets hit regardless. That's not great. And Puck Jr. will go back to more safer environments. No idea what's going on with these spearhead missiles on the eastern side. And we have an attack in the middle here from Hybrid going after the remnants of... who is that? That's Bellerone's frontline position. The eastern side over here is still fine, but this one over here is not looking too hot. Attack in the west. Still inbound. The Colossus did not make it home, but the second one Its brother will avenge its fallen comrade and, well, brother. Lots of sniper bots. That is a deadly amount of them, to say the least. And that chicken will do lots and lots of damage, of course, now that it's in range of the Colossus with all of its main weaponry. And with the death of the chicken, even if it, doesn't kill the Colossus before the Colossus can kill it, it's going to kill that Colossus anyway. So it's a death by 1,000 cuts, plus death by a bunch of sniper shots, plus death by a bunch of everything else. Chicken, 14,000 hit points remaining. Not looking good. Front base is not looking good as well for the Aeon side of things. For a hybrid, going after the engineers trying to build that Colossus. Looks like the Colossus will finish. The chicken will be defeated. All of those engineers are wiped out. Nice grouping there. But the Colossus is about to stand up. So at the end of the day, at least he halted the process, or at least slowed it down. Ferv on a transport with a ton of bombers. There's a lot of AA over here, though, so definitely going to be worried about that. Ferv will launch the missile, I would assume, immediately. Hopefully it doesn't hit somebody. That would be very, very brutal if the semi-nuclear missile hits somebody. Oh, it's going to be a little bit... Oh, no, that's going to be a great grouping there. Boom! Takes out almost all of the AA. And now the gunships can come in undeterred. Nice group there. 50,000 mass, and Maurice says nuke. Most likely somebody building a nuke. Yeah, it is a nuke coming online here for Team 2's buttons on that southern edge of the map. Snipers are wiped out. A little bit of reclaim for Team 2 to scoop up. And it is a successful defense on that eastern side. Colossus over here not faring too well. There's a decent amount of these Rambo preset commanders with 26,000 shields and 16,000 regular HP. But they got some veterancy, so it makes the number a little bit more. They have shield, gun, and I forget what that other upgrade is called. Oh, the heavy plasma refractor. Essentially, it's an AoE in much higher range. I just can't remember what that one on the left was called. A nuke online for Team 2. It's not loaded yet, I surmise. Nope, but it is half loaded, so definitely a concern for Team 1. SMDs are non-existent on that western side, and a counter nuke has been built and is loading as we speak by Psychoad, so he has that brewing in the northwestern corner of the map. Tons of engineers over here. Don't know what they're doing, but doing something over there for Velarone. And eastern side, mass FAF farm started up here for Mori to scale that eco. Transport continuously picking up and dropping off the combo. Ferb wants to get to other sides of the map to use that Billy Nuke to great effect. Team 1's player of Puck Jr. doing very well as well, getting a nice grouping there. Boom! Takes out a chunk of forces there. Both of these eastern UEF players using that Billy Nuke greatly. And that's going to be another grouping there here for Team 2's Ferv. There it goes. It's inbound. Not going to look good. A little bit too late to move the units at this point. Boom! Not all of them, but most of them are killed off, and some of the ones from Moi as well. Back, don't get Billy, says Buttons. Oh yeah, I don't want all of those gunships being wiped out by a Billy Nuke. That would be devastating. For launching another one immediately after the first, it looks like. At least that's... Well, maybe not. Okay. Well, it looked like he was, but I guess he stopped it at the last second. Nothing big and spicy here for Team 1 besides that nuke that I've seen. Maybe game enders, maybe artillery, maybe other things. Oh, okay. Well, there's one. Artillery has been started by Chef Gary Cat in the middle of the map for Team 1. Team 2, nothing in the backline for Ferb. I mean, technically that Billy Nuke is almost a game ender in some regards at that point. Colossus done. Nothing big. Artillery has been planned by Hollow Submarine, but it isn't started yet. Artillery is done for Team 2's Buttons. He went for nuke and now artillery, and I wonder what he's going to target. Oh, I have an idea or two. Yep. I don't know if it's going to go for the air grid not for the air grid, for the nuke if he doesn't know about it. He doesn't know about it, so there's that. But definitely the taking down of the air grid is not going to help the loading of the nuke by any means, but it is already loaded, to be fair, so that is something to be said about that. SMD loaded. SMD. Oh, is that SMD to the west enough to cover it? Because that would be brutal, which No, it's enough to cover it, just barely. There's a possible edge nuking that could happen, but I don't think that'll be... I don't think that'll be possible. I mean, that thing is almost done, to be fair, as well, so... Bowie Nuke lands right here, taking a couple more forces. Bowie Nuke over here, and Bowie Nuke over here. There's just Bowie Nukes landed everywhere here for Team 1 and Team 2. I think it's being driven just by those 2 players. Oh, actually, no, Chef Gary Cat has a Bowie Nuke, so 3 Bowie Nukes in the game. Ferv on a transport once again. Buck Jr. launching Bowie Nukes, and Moy is back there. Team 2's other UEA player, Thurnis Haley, doesn't have Bowie Nuke, but does have a nice little nano upgrade. Artillery has switch targets going for Team 1's eastern side. And again, another nuke, and I didn't hear the announcer. Very weird. I thought I sorted that out. Weird. Anyway. Boom and boom. And here comes the nuke. Kaboom. Takes out a couple of forces. Maybe an SA. No SACUs died in there. A couple of Percys maybe, but nothing too critical. There is a decent amount of forces inbound, and they're going to just charge into that gap. Gunships over here to the middle going to get wiped out by ASFs. Team 2's Ferv or any other air. Oh, nope. They were there in time. So forget it. Artillery looks like it's going after SMDs? I don't know what it's going after. But Velamon has been defeated by Buttons. Looks like Velamon teleported in and killed off the artillery piece for Buttons, but paid for it. And Team 1 has suffered the first casualty of the game. It's a 6v5, still in favor of Team 1. And we have counter SACUs versus SACUs. There are more for Team 1 than there are for Team 2, so that will slowly go Team 1's way. But there's a lot of Team 1 bombers overhead, and that might help I don't even know. Team 1? Probably T3. Bowie Nuke, I would assume, would be the tech stage of that thing. Lands, takes out a chunk of the hit points on board those SACUs, if I can speak correctly. And it looks like it's going to be the stop to that attack for now in the eastern side. 3 Fat Boys built, 3 Crabs as well, and a Colossus for Hybrid 2001. Sorry, Hybrid. I don't know if that's the same guy who used to be Hybrid 2001, but do you remember seeing Hybrid 2001 name? Okay, there. I heard it this time. So what's up with that? I heard the announcement that time. I have no idea why I didn't hear it the first time, and then I heard it the second time. No idea. Anyway, eastern side, Bowie Nuke lands once again. Nuke is outbound. Nuke outbound from Team 1 as well, and that's going southeast. SMD is not going to be loaded in time. SMD back here will be loaded. Kaboom! Takes out that frontline base. That frontline base is not going to have a fun time as well. There goes that. Boom! Takes out that. So 2 successful nukes here for Team 1 and Team 2 collectively, and the nuke is continuously being loaded. It looks like that one... Actually, no, that one did fire. It nuked over here. That's right. So 3 successful nukes, but that one over there wasn't really that great. Eastern side. Looks like that Fat Boy is chipping away at all of those defenses. There it goes. Boom! Takes out all of the frontline stuff. There's a couple more Ravagers back here, but there's a couple of Fat Boys and now Crab moving in. Will probably be more than enough to take that position out. Another Bowie Nuke lands. They take out a couple of Harbingers. Actually, not really, but target those Colossi. Artillery is done for Team 1 in the form of Chef Gary Cat. He's building his second one as we speak. ASF so shadowing it. And the Mavor has made its appearance. T4 Game Ender. Got to love it. 41 minutes on the clock here. And artillery in the east as well west is done for Team 1's Akbuk. Looks like artillery from Buttons has been rebuilt. He is building his second one. He's half done with that. And he's also getting some shielding around his mass fab, which definitely needed to build be sooner rather than later. One more is going to be very deadly for those engineers and everything else standing next to it. Ooh, it's going to be close. There's the shot. Oh, and there it goes. Lots of power, lots of mass fabs gone by the wayside. Scathis has been started in the back and is now done. 41 minutes on the clock. Oh, and it's going to be the classic artillery of the Scathis versus the Mavor. Gotta love it. Okay, gotta pause the game and unpause the game. Thank you very much. Got to love it. Look at that thing. Just sitting underneath the UEF shield. You know, your shields aren't as good when you use somebody else's to shield the experimental artillery mobile unit. Grab in the east, couple of SACUs in front of them. Probably not the best place for a fat boy to stand, or at least trundle, I should say, but it's not great. And that crab probably will die from this. That fat boy has no idea what's going on and just having a fit, spinning in circles. Northeastern side, Mavor is at almost 50%, and a little bit deadly in terms of the percentages. Scathis raining in on Okpuk's position. He has some Seraphim Tech shields in there as well. Shielding is starting to break, but looks like it might be fine. I think the Scathis has been spotted. Yep, it's been spotted, so they know where it is. Oh, look, some spy planes got taken out by an artillery piece. That's always unfortunate. Looks like Buttons transfers everything over to Hybrid. So maybe he's going to dip out here shortly. Okay, so why are you building this one if there's one that's already more than 50% done there? And Northwest, Okpuk is defeated by the Scathis, assisted by the Pigeon explosion. Apologies for missing that. Nice grab there. Makes this game now a tied-up game once again, 5v5. And with all of Okpuk stuff going to somebody else, most likely, yep, it's going to go to Moi. And Moi's going to love that. He has an experimental online. I would assume it's a Fat Boy or maybe a satellite or something on that eastern side. Maybe transferred over. Oh, transferred over of the experimentals in the west. That would be it. Transfers everything over for a couple of items to Psychoad. Another Billy Nuke lands over here to the east. Still hitting Thurnis Haley's stuff. Not really having a fun time with that. The SACUs are just guarding that eastern approach still. Team 1 has the one artillery here, which might not be long for this world. They, of course, have the Mavor that's closing in on being done, and that's the only thing. They also have the Nuke northwestern corner. Haven't really used much of that, but maybe they'll use it here shortly. Another Billy Nuke going to land, but again, this base is gone. It may clip a couple of units, but it won't be that worth it. Will land. Boom. Another Billy Nuke will land. Boom. Over here. Still, they're understandably being forced back by that Billy Nuke from Puck Jr., I would imagine. And he's also, I guess, being assisted possibly by the engineers from Chef Gary Cat, which he also has a Billy Nuke on board. So again, it's just Billy Nuke Central on that eastern side. Scathis raiding in. T3 artillery also raiding in. There's that. There goes the artillery. So Team 1 only has that possible Mavor. Oh, that's not even possible. It is online. And it is extending out. And there's a... Is that a... That wasn't regular. Was those regular nukes? I don't think those are regular. No, those are Billy Nukes. Okay, they just look like regular nukes in the distance. I get a nice little shot of this Scathis. Not Scathis, sorry. This Mavor. How dare I call it a Scathis? I am a horrible UEF player. Calling it a Scathis. Look at that thing. Just devastating this thing can do. See the amounts of damage it can do. Again, my sickness is corrupting my ability to actually speak coherently half the time. Apologies ahead of time. And now the Scathis raining in on the air grid for Psychoad. That's not a fun day. There's also T3 artillery as well from, again, Hybrid. And look at this. This is half done. This is over half done. This would already be online, and then you could start the third one. But no, he has to finish the third one, then do the second one. There's also 2 emissaries over here targeting what I would assume is the possible Mavor that Team 2 has spotted. They don't actually know. They don't know anything about it. That is very unfortunate. Ooh. Mavor shots are landing in, killing off the Scathis. Second Scathis was almost in the green. Shield getting back online. Oh, that's not great. Those engineers were scooping up reclaim to help fuel the second Scathis that's being built. Does Team 1 know about this? No, they're just still shooting it. So, looks like it's possible Billy Nuke has been spotted by Team 2's Ferv, I would imagine. Artillery going to land right next to him. That's not great. Takes out a chunk of those hit points. The Billy Nuke is inbound. It's not going to get shot down, and he gets the snipe. Nice! Grab there by Ferv. Artillery lands right next to his feet. Billy Nuke comes and kills him. One would not have killed it without the other. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ooh, the gunships got wiped out. That's not great. But still, he got the kill nonetheless. That is a nice grab by Ferv. Drops this game to a 5v4. First time in the game, Team 2 is in the lead for players left alive. And the air grid is it's not too bad. It's not terrible, but it's not too bad in terms of still having something. Team 1 still has that Mavor essentially. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, they know about it now. Team 2 knows about it now, so that's the thing. There's also a Novax in there as well, which is nice for spotting stuff on Team 2's side of the map. And Team 1's idea of a nice little constant radar / Omni / whatever else device. Third emissary has been started by Team 2's Holo Submarine. Second artillery piece is done. Now he's reclaiming the third one. It looks like he's trying to fund the Scathis. So second one coming online for Team 2. So third game ender will be finished, most likely, unless something tragic happens in the next 2 minutes. And artillery is raining in on that Mavor's position. There's, again, 2 T3 artilleries right here, 2 over here. There's 4 plus a soon-to-be Scathis, which when that comes online, that might be enough to crack the shielding. It is not looking good for that Mavor. If room for it. Oh, the shielding is not looking good. Here comes the Nuke. The Nuke is outbound. SMD right here. There's another one right here. Boom Nuke lands on top of Chef Gary Cat. It's a nice grab there. Did he do it to himself? It's Fervin. Where's Ferv? Another Nuke outbound from Team 2, I would imagine. Oh, it's outbound from Team 1. No, he's not in range. Weird. Huh. Anyway. Nuke is killed off 81,000 mass. Scathis is... Oh, it's gone. It got sniped by some bombers. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I looked away at the last second. Apologies for that. Nuke lands on top of some crabs. Boom. Or, sorry, kaboom. And Button says, I'm going to suicide the Mavor. It hurts. And here comes that slow-moving artillery on the eastern side. Bombers inbound going after some Fat Boys. The ASFs have been called to assist. The attack on the ground is still occurring, but those Fat Boys have a lot of room to work with. Another Nuke outbound from Team 2 going after that Mavor. The Mavor has taken a hit. One of the Pigeons is down. Billy Nuke is going to land from Ferv over here. 174,000 mass killed with that comm. Looks like the TMDs take out the comm. Billy Nuke looks like he's going home, it looks like. SMD killed, says Puck Jr. Yep, this one is down. There's still one over there, and there's still one over there. That Nuke should be inbound, or maybe it's already been taken out. But the Mavor has taken out one of the artillery pieces. One of them remains. And in the east, those artillery pieces are also gone. Nuke is still outbound. There's that SMD there. Unfortunately for Team 2, that will shoot it down. But there is an avenue where the Nuke does not hit the one over here. So if they can shoot another Nuke and that SMD is dead, that will be a kill on the Mavor. Laser has been started by Hybrid. We have a huge amount of ASFs to the western side. Crabs are inbound. Monkeys are inbound. Chickens are inbound. Teleporter is started here for Hybrid. He senses the writing on the wall. And artillery is still raining in, but it's not going to be enough. Teleporter done for Thurnis Haley. Maybe he'll go for Telebilly. He does have Billy Nuke on board. He's loading it as we speak. Ferv's nearby as well. He has Teleporter on board, of course. He's loading his next missile. And it could be a teleport, murder-suicide situation. Teleporter done for Hybrid, going for gun. He's going to probably just straight... Oh, that was a really fast gun upgrade. Jeez. And the question is, does he teleport very close? Like right here, and then he jumps in, or does he go straight in? T1 PD being built. It's going to be very, very crucial where those teleporting comms go. This is probably the best bet for the comm of Hybrid to teleport. He'll be outside of T1 PD range. He'll be right about there, and you can take out the Mavor and maybe teleport out of there without any issue, but we'll see. SACU's rampage on the eastern side here. And there goes that SACU, but there's still a lot more remaining. We'll see how it goes. Looks like the air grid for Team 2's Ferv has been targeted. Ferv has Billy Nuke on board, and he's teleporting, and so is Thurnis Haley. We have 2 teleporting commanders with Billy Nukes on board. Now where are they going? There's 2 of them now. That might be the thumbnail. Who knows? And there they go. There goes Hybrid. He teleports in. Thurnus Haley teleports in. He gets the Billy Nuke off. He kills off the Mavor. Nice grab there. And it looks like, actually, Moi, is he there? Billy Nuke lands over here to the west. Where's Hybrid? Hybrid is dead. Yep, he was the first kill there. Moi is still alive somehow, but he is still alive. So it took 2 comms to kill off that Mavor. Nice grab there, but unfortunately, I don't know if it'll be enough control K on Hollow Submarine's comm. It is a 4v2 in favor of Team 1. Buttons is going to meet out his fate. He sees the writing on the wall, and it's not going to be long before he is up. There he goes, and now it's Ferv, the last remaining player for Team 2. He teleported in, helped assist with the attack on the Mavor, but just wasn't able to do enough damage with that Boom Nuke alone. Artillery is now done in the middle of Psycho Ad's base, but again, it doesn't matter. That land incursion is inbound, and there is nothing to stop it. And this ASS moving into assist. A couple of gunships overhead to help out, but I don't think it'll help out that much. Satellites overhead still for Team 1. Zamoi eastern side. Those SACUs just really being super annoying. Can't break through that wall. GG's outbound in chat from Psychoad. And we'll Ferv teleport out of there. It looks like he's building another Billy Nuke. Maybe he wants to launch one more. He's going to teleport. And there he goes. He teleports out, and that is game. 52 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock, and Team 1 wins the game. Nice job, Team 1. Did a very, very good job going for that Mavor, killing off the Scathis, killing off the secondary Scathis. That nuke is somehow still alive, by the way. And it has a nuke loaded. It has a nuke loaded. Could have used that on some of the ground forces, maybe. But I guess at that point, even if they did, I don't think it would have been enough. Team 1 had the artillery piece. Team 2 did not. It's just not looking good. Chunk of the air grid was taken out before the Mavor was eliminated. It just wasn't looking good at any stage once the ground forces came in from Psychoad. MVPs for me, I don't really know. I probably would have given Ferv maybe MVP for the snipe on Puck Jr.'s comm. Again, that was assisted by the artillery piece as well, but he did so very well just going back and forth on the side of the maps to help assist with other fronts. And again, Team 1 had 2 players, both Chef Gary Cat and Puck Jr. go for Billy Nukes, 39,000 killed with his, and I'm assuming maybe 50 or 60 with Puck Jr. because he built, and I think used his a little bit more. Or built his sooner and used it a little bit more, I think is the combination of the two. But yeah, I just don't really know. I mean, the Mavor was essentially the focal point for Team 2 after they spotted it. And the Mavor did help take out the Scathis down here. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And we'll see all of you in the next one.